We are recording.
Perfect, thank you. All right, this is the Tilton Northfield Fire District Commissioners meeting. It is July 20th, 2026. It's 5:30 p.m. We're in the Tilton Town Hall upstairs meeting room. Those present include the three commissioners, the chief, Kevin Waldron from the building committee, and Jason from SMP Architects. Public comments. Kevin, do you have anything to start the meeting?
I'm only here to absorb what you're talking about relative to the new building.
Okay, you gonna be able to hear back there? You want to come sit up here? I'm inviting you to come sit with us if you
I'm
come.
sorry.
So would you like to come up and sit up here so you can hear better?
That'd be awesome.
Anyone opposed to having Kevin come up and sit with us?
Never.
Yeah, good.
Kevin, do you know JC? Kevin's the chairman of our building committee.
I think we met at the dinner. I think we did, yeah.
All right, Chief, do we have any correspondence that we need to?
No correspondence.
Okay. All right, so we're here primarily to review, discuss the responses from the RFQ. We received 10 responses, which you all have in smaller format than I.
Single-sided.
Yes. Single-sided. I'm not sure how to most efficiently move forward. I reviewed all the contracts personally. I put them in an order of preference, trying to narrow it down to 5, maybe 3. 5 was easy enough for me. I don't know if I'd be able to get down to 3 without really having some good discussion about it. But I am certainly open to thoughts on how we should move forward.
Well, who says it has to be 3 or 5? Who governs that?
We do.
We do.
Yeah.
That's kind of how I felt about that. So, out of 10, I could go to 5, but I would struggle to 3. So, I could see, there's a couple of, that I could easily call. For me, 5 to 7. Paul, what do you think?
I think when I reviewed them, I got it down to about 5.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I don't see.
And nothing bad against the rest of them. It's just, when you look over everything, what they built and what they've done. Like I said, I come up with about 5.
Yeah. I don't see the need to miss anything going too low.
Yeah.
10 is 10. I don't think anybody needs to know that it was 10. It's in the minutes, in the recording now, but, like forever in the record, but,
I can refer to the criteria that I used as I was looking through them. To see if you guys thought differently, but and in no particular order. But right, do they have prior fire station building experience?
Right.
What's the depth of their professionals and the education that they bring? Where are they located? Where are all the projects that they list? Are they local? Are they out of state?
Right.
Those kind of things. Do they look like they're appropriate to the type of building we're looking for, or are they smaller or larger? So that's some of the criteria I was using, and then their approach. There's a lot of duplication and similarity from one to the next to the next. Obviously, a lot of this is boilerplate, but those were some of the thoughts I had. Some of them I was surprised at their lack of fire station references.
There were some in there that
yeah.
So I got rid of some.
Well, because this is a non-numbers thing, right?
Right.
That's I kind of started there. I'm like, okay, no, you either have done fire stations or have not done fire stations, or, okay, that's the green tier, and the yellow is you've done emergency management, PD, or you've not done emergency management, PD, or life safety, and then at the bottom it's like, okay, you've built, but not to the the degree I think we're looking for. So to me, I did kind of a green, yellow, red thing, and that's where I'm spinning plates and I'm kind of in the air on a few things. So I'm looking for an alignment, and I don't know. I sent it back to you to talk to Jason, and
Would it be worth everybody just listing their 5 now? Or is that putting you on the spot too much?
I don't know.
you ranked yours, so I can play off of that. I didn't rank them because I didn't have that feel yet. And because this is a non-numbers thing, and I'm a numbers oriented or value based. I mean, there are companies in here I know and trust and have worked with. And, however, that doesn't mean that's.
Well, I'll give you mine, and based on people I've talked to, sort of affirming some of my thoughts. And in alphabetical order, it was BPS, Ekman.
They're not on the top of your pile.
No, these are in alphabetical order.
Oh,
BPS,
you're tipping your hand, but not enough.
Ekman,
Wrong vest, wrong cards.
Fulcrum, Harvey, and Milestone. Those are my top 5.
I'm sorry, say that again.
BPS,
I'm going to fan them.
see if you kept them in alphabetical order.
The old Rain Man and me used to do that. You said Harvey.
Yeah, Harvey was one of them.
All right, start over.
BPS,
Yep.
Ekman,
Okay.
Fulcrum.
Who?
Fulcrum? Is that how you say it? Fulcrum?
Yep.
Harvey
Yep.
and Millstone. Now that you've shuffled yours, what did you have?
No, so in no particular order, just by how scattered I am, I would move Milestone to the 5 because they did the PD. I have close working knowledge with them in the film PD. 5 to 7. So if there was a 5 to 7, I would qualify them into that. Not my number 1, not my number 10, but I would advance them for me for the next round.
They were in my number 5.
Okay.
They were not number 1, but 5.
Just,
You did yours in order?
Huh?
You did yours you ranked
No,
them?
I kind of randomly picked
Okay.
the ones
So what's your list?
Turnstone,
Okay.
Milestone,
Yep.
what was it? Ekman?
X-Men?
Yeah. And the other one was BPS.
That's only 4.
And Fulcrum, I could do that.
You can stick with 4. So you two had 4 overlapping. You had Harvey, you had. Okay.
oh, these guys, they did a cover letter with all of our stuff instead of who they are. I think that's pretty humble. I almost blew by the one of them because they put on their first page was like, "Hi, I'm a program assistant," instead of a cover letter or an opener. All right. You said Turnstone.
Yep.
You said Turnstone.
No, I did not.
You didn't. Tell me why. What are your thoughts?
I can tell you that because I wrote it on the back here. Yes. I thought they had a lack of fire station experience. Well, they have the New Boston, which is brand new.
Right.
But they have a couple others that are older. It seemed like they're a smaller company, and their resumes that they provided had a lack of education. I wondered if there was a lack of depth to the personnel that they would be assigning to us.
If we were going 7, that would be more than 6, 7. That's why I wanted to blindly ask you that. You know?
I don't know what Paul read in their quote, but
I mean, they weren't at the top of the list, they were in 5 though. More than 5.
I mean, if we did the thing for all 10, I'd say fine, but they weren't my 5, but they were in a gray area for me. But I mean, DPS, they're everywhere, right?
The only trouble with that they had never done a lot of fire stations that I saw.
Right. They
And I do know them.
Yeah.
We've worked on them.
And they did the high school stuff, right?
The recent one, the WIC at least, the
Yeah.
brand new WIC, they just did that, yep.
and they're local. They're like Laconia.
They're the
Yeah,
county.
yeah.
And what I liked about BPS, there were only a couple companies that really talked about the pre-bond, post-bond, sort of managing that process, and I think they really checked that box pretty well.
I think we met with them once before, quite a while ago.
They did a site review of Park Street, I believe in 2019.
Yeah, something like that.
And that review used to be on the website. We've taken it down and put it with the Lorero documents because it happened pre-Lorero. But we have that document, and but it was just a evaluation of Park Street, putting an addition on at the time, and I think their opinion was the same. We can't structurally touch Park Street, but there's things we can do.
I think also the 2014-15 building, they were interested in that. That
Prep
project,
school one?
prep school project. Yeah. Fulcrum was the other bidder against Lorero, as I believe, for this last contract.
Look that up, I
Do
think.
you remember that, Kevin?
I recognize the name Fulcrum,
Yeah, I think
but
it
I was
was.
struggling to figure out how they were involved.
I think they were the other company that
Was it? I have Robert Mitchell Architects. Was that?
They would have teamed with someone.
They were,
Well, we've got a list of 4 that overlap between
I haven't even said 4 names yet.
between these 2.
Oh.
Well,
I
plus
guess
you have,
we'll-
you have
wait for your
Millstone,
list.
you have Millstone in there.
Yeah, and
I
you-
started
you-
with, I
and you got
opened
2
with
of
that.
them.
Because they get it, you know. When we were at the engineering side, I didn't need a lecture about permitting, and when we did the other stuff, and when we had all the presentations down at Park Street, I'm like, I don't need to be talked to about, oh, you need it. So, I can't say what it is, but, so milestone, yes. Let me clear the air. Lorero, in or out?
They're out for me.
They're out for me.
Perfect. Next. We don't do fire stations. That's the last thing I heard.
Yeah.
We're, sorry we can't help you. We don't do fire stations. I'm done. Next. I don't know DEW. Talk to me.
No, that was,
That one I couldn't figure out.
yeah, they have offices in a lot of places. It's hard to tell where they have a Manchester office and a Keene office.
they're based out of Vermont, their home base is in Vermont.
Yeah, and
Will's
my
Food,
notes
something
were, they don't have a lot of fire stations, and those that they list were older fire stations. And then in the resumes of the different people they gave, and they list their particular projects, none of them had built-in fire stations. All their projects seem to be in Vermont, with a couple in Keene. And then I can put down, the team that they listed, minimal formal education. It's like they're a lot of hard workers and moved up to the ranks. Nothing wrong with that, but
Is it okay to ask, Jason, any background?
DEW is a good company. I have not personally worked with them, but their Keene office, they purchased McMillan, which
Oh.
we did do work for.
Yeah.
They've had the Keene
I've
office
heard that name. Okay.
10, 12 years,
Yeah.
maybe 15 years now. Manchester office is relatively recent. I know some of the folks there. They do good work, quality company. I'd have no issues working with them. The Vermont base, take that for what it is. It sounds like they would run it out of Manchester, but I'm sure Vermont folks will be involved. So that's more, do you want to lean toward more local companies?
Yeah. I mean, I can circle back, I just.
I think any of these companies could do the job.
Right.
They're all,
I feel really happy we brought you a list of 10 that, in some level, is a no-lose list.
Yeah.
All of these companies are qualified.
Is 5 good for you, or do we have to go to 3, or do you?
It's entirely up to you. I
Yeah.
much prefer 3,
Yeah.
only because it's a time commitment. You're asking them to put in time for proposals. You're going to interview them. It's
Yeah.
time for you. We've done 5 before. My question is, if you can't get to 3 tonight, how are you going to get to 1 after proposals? Because the money's all, historically, it's all pretty much the same thing. So it's going to come down to who do you like,
I
who do you
really
trust.
want you to say I told you so, but I just not there yet.
But if you want 5, then we'll do 5. It's entirely up to you.
I think,
we didn't see the money thing all coming in when we were looking to
yeah,
hire
I mean,
the architect. They were,
right, that was all over the place,
right.
so.
Someday I'd like to find out where I landed, but don't tell me.
Well, listen, I'm not saying mark it up, and I'm not saying mark it down, I'm
Yeah.
just, because sometimes we aim for the middle, and sometimes, we
Sure.
we want to get to the finish line on this. We've been at this for too freaking long,
Absolutely.
We've got people that have been on these committees forever, and some that can't even be on a committee anymore because of the frustration, so.
Now, Chief, you were gonna talk to a few people that have newer stations and builds, and, what, if anything, did you find out?
I really haven't. I don't want to sit here and say I've talked to everybody. Like I keep going back. I went to talk to Hudson, which was the 2019 station, and I've talked to New Boston. There's really nothing else around here. My experience with these companies comes from a fire prevention aspect and doing inspections and dealing with the companies as my role as the deputy chief and now as the chief. So I can speak. I don't want to speak to their building of fire stations, but I can speak to just the local knowledge I have working with. I've worked with most of these companies, or a little bit. Not every single one, not the Vermont ones, but the New Hampshire ones. I've seen projects they've done in town. So I could speak a little bit to each one of those. The only one I really couldn't, and I never heard of, is Bowen. It's a really small company. I did some, I really like the Meredith Fire Station. I think they did a good job building a station and keeping that station open while
The one at the docks?
the one at the docks.
That's like kind of a 45.
Yep.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That's a pretty cool layout.
Yeah,
Yeah, no,
Maybe the architect?
I've been going up there
My
since,
partner was.
yeah,
it's in
I've
the-
been going up there since I was 10 years old.
yeah. So Bowen, and they seem to do. They're right. I like the fact that they're in Meredith.
Yeah.
Again, I can't speak much more to them, but it seems like a small company. It's in Meredith, and they've done projects around here.
They also did the Kingston station.
He did the Kingston station as well. Okay, yeah. And I have that Meredith, and then in Tuftonboro fire too. It looks like.
Yes,
Yep.
which we weren't involved in, but we did the library with them.
Yeah. BPS, I do a lot of work with BPS. They do a lot of work locally. And I also know some people in BPS personally. BPS does a lot in Laconia, a lot in Guilford. Very local company. I like the local. I'm a local guy. I like local companies. Do you want me to go down my list?
Do you have anything there that you think is helpful?
Let her
That,
rip.
BPS, are they the ones doing all the work up here at Tilton School?
Nope, that's Milestone.
That's Milestone.
Yep, so, DEW I've never worked with, they're the Vermont company. Ekman, we worked with them on the, Spalding Youth Center at the new school building. And that building came out excellent. They're really, from a fire protection standpoint, I can't speak to the rest. But from a fire protection standpoint, that project went very well. They were very accommodating and it worked well. Fulcrum, I don't know much about, and I don't really. Harvey, I was surprised to see their name personally. They're such a large player, and we're such a small fish in a big pond. Take that as it will. I don't know how.
Yeah, I wondered why they.
Yeah.
Yeah,
That kind of.
That was we're a little
Blew my mind.
French fry to them.
I got a sense in their documentation though, they like local projects.
There are hundreds in New Hampshire from.
Yeah.
They don't go out of New Hampshire.
I grew up around them.
They're doing Peterborough with us. So it could be the Peterborough as, right? It could just be that relationship. I don't know. I wouldn't want to say that we have enough sway to get a qualification back. That could be a factor.
Milestone, I've worked a lot because Milestone does all of Tilton School's projects. So they did Tilton School East, which was a huge project. It was a renovation, but it was gigantic, and there was problems. Just integrating with the new and old, and they did a very good job. That they did the Knowles West, which was a smaller project. They've done the whole library remodel, which would be out of our price range, but the beautiful work. They took a historic building and kept it historical, and the work and the engine, and I really liked working with Milestone on those projects. They were again not fire stations, but when it came to attention to detail and stuff, you could tell from the companies and how they handled it. They were very good at that job. Rearch, again, another Vermont company I've never dealt with, don't know anything. I could call the Lebanon fire chief to see what his, or the Woburn, they're doing Woburn Fire right now. But again, typically Massachusetts stations are different than New Hampshire stations. They're much bigger, much more elaborate. In Turnstone, the New Boston station. I saw the New Boston station. I like that. I knew Bill Clark, the founder. Unfortunately, he's passed away now. But Bill Clark, I knew him personally for a long time. He was a close friend of mine. And I've enjoyed his family, but as far as the work is concerned, New Boston's what I've seen. I like New Boston Station, but as far as work around here, they haven't done anything in Tilton or Northfield locally.
One of the survey companies I talked to in Manchester couldn't rave enough about Ekman and Fulcrum. That they do a fine job. Either one of them.
While we're at with Fulcrum, you good?
I would be okay with that.
Okay. Can we advance down to the 5?
Okay.
I felt similarly, and it was good. It was a good read. Harvey, were you okay with Harvey, or do you have reservations? I think it's a long shot. I can't imagine what they're doing in Tilton.
Yeah, my
They were number 6 for me.
Okay.
Yeah, they were down, they weren't on my list.
I like them more than they like us. But you know what I mean? I just felt like, Harvey in Tilton?
Well, right. It seemed like our project wasn't big enough for
Yeah.
them,
So I mean,
but they obviously they knew how much, these folks when the RFQ was presented to them, they know this isn't a $100 million project.
well, maybe they thought, we were going to spend $21 million, which we're not.
Right.
Harvey did not have a sense of this.
Yeah.
20 minutes, I assure you. Yeah. Harvey's a great company. They do small projects. Yeah, this is, in
I've
this
seen it
scale,
around,
this
I
is-
mean, I've seen
but,
places they've done it.
yeah, you never know what the motivation is.
You didn't have any holdbacks or,
My only
other than scale.
my only concern was they were so large.
Yeah, that was one of the biggest things.
Yeah, like I said, it was hard for me to stuff them into a 5. I'd go 6, but I just wanted to see what you guys.
Oh, it's a big company. Are they too big for our project? Lots of experience.
All right, we'll come back. Bonnet. Top 5?
For me, there.
Paul?
I would put them in the top 5, yeah.
Okay. I'm not the chair, sorry, I'm driving the bus.
No, you're doing
All
fine.
right.
They gave their lists.
Yeah, I mean,
Nobody's got to.
I just, I don't know, Ekman,
I had him in one of the fifth ones, yeah.
They have fire station experience,
Yep.
That's quite a bit.
yeah, farm and the local, and they've got highly educated stack of resumes there with a lot of experience. Not all new people who were.
Paul, what do you think?
I would put him in one of the fifth ones.
Okay, I was 4-5. Good to go?
Yeah.
Sorry, Ekman's on the list.
All right, we got it down to 4.
That was 3.
Harvey was on the
BPS.
fence. I've got DEW.
Well, I thought we
I've
had
got Rearch
Millstone.
and Bound.
Wait,
Milestone.
Milestone.
I thought they'd be okay.
Milestone.
Tell me.
So I thought we had it narrowed down to 4. BPS, Ekman, Fulcrum, and Milestone.
Oh, I thought you meant 4 to go.
Oh,
Okay.
That
So-
was,
so-
that was the
I'm
4 that
looking
you
at
said.
DEW, remaining, DEW, Harvey, Rearch, and Bound.
So Turnstone is,
Oh, was that mine?
Yep, that's what
Turnstone was one of yours, yeah.
I don't have an answer yet. Okay.
Was Milestone on the top 5? Or,
For me, yes.
okay, so I'm gonna add that. Need one more.
This is 6.
Do all 10 if you really want to.
You're
I
down
don't-
to,
I don't-
what, well, you're down to two more?
I don't know. When we, Harvey was a comeback. Turnstone we're talking about. What do you have on Turnstone? What was your, you got notes.
I do.
You already talked about Turnstone.
We did. And 7 aside.
Yeah, the smaller team, I thought they had a lack of experience, smaller company, lack of depth. They built a nice fire station. A fire station.
They did New Boston.
They're located in Milford.
Yes.
Not on my 5, but I was waiting here. They were like 8, 9, 10.
Oh, they're more like, 6, 7.
Okay.
I was like Lorero was 10.
For me. They were an 11.
It was a pretty
It's like our amps go up to.
I mean, and the only point that Lorero made, which is a valid point, is they have a lot of knowledge because they've been working on this.
But they don't know where we're going. They have no clue what's going on in Park Street.
And all their firefighting experience is no longer there.
Right. Well, I mean,
So now
I
it's
get that management's different than design, but,
You're relying on, the construction
you know,
capability.
If I may, you guys have agreement on 4. Would you want to just stick with the 4?
like I said, I got it narrowed down to these two.
I know you want 3, so I'm at 6, so. But
I have no sway here. I'm just
So you-
but I like the, data and input, the collaboration, so, yeah, Lorero is definitely.
So we're
That
Just-
almost, that border on insulting.
all right. So we're good on 4. Paul's got Turnstone.
Okay.
Do it.
Do? Is that how they say it?
do. I think they say DEW.
Yeah, they weren't.
DEW construction.
Yeah, I mustn't.
Vermont?
Yeah, that's
Yeah.
Vermont folks.
Where was Bowen on everybody's list other than the chief? It wasn't on your 5.
One of mine,
Okay.
I actually I actually, the company I work for has done work for them over the years.
Yeah.
And they're a good company, don't get me wrong, it's just, I don't think they're big enough to handle. I know they did Meredith, and they've done a couple others, but
Okay, so they're too small.
I think they are. Like I said, we've done projects for them over the years. Huh?
Do not sell a Bowen short because they're small. 14C2.
That's, is he Bowen? Oh, I'm thinking of the wrong person. I don't know 14C2.
I can't pronounce it, I've known him for more than 40 years, I can't pronounce his last name. His first name is Andre,
Andre
Kloetz, however you want to say it. And another guy there, Adam Downs,
We've done work about them.
they are you and I. That's the kind of people they are. I've known Andre for, I was ahead of him when the roster and married 5 companies.
Well, I wouldn't be opposed to replacing, because they're actually next on the list. Replacing Harvey with them, because you've done work with them.
Yes, we have done several projects. I think we're over 2 dozen projects now.
As compared to Harvey.
We've done a half a dozen, 7 projects with Harvey in the last 3 years. Harvey turns a lot more work.
Harvey what?
Harvey turns a lot more work.
Yeah.
They're bigger
So,
company.
I'd give Bowen number 6. If we can make our list not 5 or not 7, but 6. Bowen can be 6, find a 5, and then we're done.
Right, who's your number 5?
I'm looking at Harvey. I'm not into Vermont, if that's okay.
So
Where were you at with DEW, Paul?
Which one? They were one of my, I mean, they were in the top 5.
Okay, I don't wanna,
No,
if you found something you liked, I don't wanna,
no, but I went through, they got quite a few, they built quite a few stations that look like. The trouble is, when they put them in there, they never put the date they built them or anything, so it's hard to,
Yeah.
Some
is
of them
it,
do,
is
some
it
of them
20
don't.
years old, is it?
if you think of the timeline to turn a project, right?
Yeah.
Starting construction, it's years. So yeah, that's a factor. But I don't think any of those were that.
I mean, if you want to eliminate turnstone, I don't have a problem with that.
I am okay with deleting re-arch.
I am too.
Okay,
Which one?
The,
re-arch, can we put them in the, we'll work from the bottom.
okay.
That's a delete.
That's the Vermont factor.
I didn't see, it's not project list, I didn't see a lot of, like, fire stationing stuff.
Okay.
I didn't see a lot of, I mean, I saw FedEx, and, I mean, they didn't, yeah, town shed, library.
Other than Lebanon, I think that might be.
That's a bit of a haul.
Sure.
Again, that's at 8, 9, 10 for me.
Okay. So we'll go over here.
I thought better things of Turnstone, but you guys were no. No?
I mean, again, I'm sure they do fine, but I was trying to get it down to 5.
Okay, can we do 6? Harvey, Bowen, call it good?
So you want to eliminate turnstone,
I do.
okay? And what about DEW?
They were gone. So I've got Bowen, Harvey, not in any particular order. Bowen, Harvey, Ekman, EPS, Fulcrum, and
Milestone.
Milestone. 6. Double what Jason would like, but that's, he calls and emails, but So, communication wise, how does, I mean, is it through us or through you or through chief or?
I'm
You
happy to
you
con-
fielded some stuff from
I'm happy to continue
Lorero.
being the point if you want.
All right, I mean, I'm sorry if it swamps you or that's a thing, but.
With 6, we're gonna have to just think about some meeting night. We can't do 6, 7-hour meeting.
No, 3. I don't care. Yeah, like if you're gonna go to 5, 6 isn't a killer. When we did the
We're gonna do the reference check. The reference check
Yeah.
will take multiple hours, probably for.
All right, so are we sending out the RFP?
We have Jason, right now we have Jason as the contact person. It's up to you how you want to do the RFP. I sent you guys the copy of the RFP. I have a copy of it here electronically. I should have printed it, I'm sorry. But currently Jason is the contact person for the RFP.
Okay.
And it has the dates and the times of the interviews. So that's one thing we'll have to figure out
and we
tonight.
get copied.
Just like you did on the RFP.
Right?
Yep, yep.
Absolutely. There's no secrets here.
Yeah, no. I mean,
There's on the schedule, this will go out, we said the 21st, which is Thursday.
Tomorrow. Right? Yep.
Tomorrow,
Tomorrow.
excuse me, yeah. We have site visits scheduled for the 28th.
Which
and
is
then-
next Tuesday.
Correct. And proposals due on the 11th.
So do I split up the site visits?
I'll do it all.
Do it all at once?
Have them all
Okay.
in one, yeah.
Yep. Okay.
It'll just be a bigger crowd.
I'm not making to see who they're there with
It's a site visit on Tuesday?
during the day.
28th
Yeah, but-
28th at 3.
That was scheduled to be, I believe, just with me, I think was the initial plan, right?
Yeah, I was gonna try to show up for that.
Okay.
I mean, I'm off, so
what are
I'm
we
sure
missing,
too.
Kevin?
I'm sorry?
What are we missing?
I don't know.
I didn't want
No.
to skip you either.
No, I mean, truth be told, I'm a little disappointed that the building committee is not involved in this. But,
Yeah, they are.
well, no, but it was a selection of the architect and now the construction manager is, as I mentioned in our meeting, Tim, is hands off to the building committee, which is fine. That's a decision you guys totally can make. So I don't know, I had toyed with the dates where you're gonna do this, because I personally, speaking for no one else, want to be on the cusp of what's going on as much as I can. So if there's a reason for me not to be, that's fine. I don't.
I don't know, speak, I think for the commission, we're trying to move forward quickly. And so for this part of it, one of the things that I was gonna mention to the commissioners, which isn't on the agenda, but Jason has done up some preliminary floor plans. And I was thinking if we had time, we might take a quick view of those, just to see where Jason's going with what we gave him for information. And it's good that you're here so you can see that, because if we're sort of liking what we see, it might be an opportunity
I think it's fuel.
to get that information to the building committee for their next meeting, so they can, see if they see anything that's gonna be hard to sell to the taxpayers. But I think we're rolling.
With that, I would have thought there'd be, I don't know how it all went out, but if anybody from the building committee felt this strongly, they could be here, and they should feel it strongly to come out for the interviews for the 6, not 3, not 4 or 5, but 6 firms. We eliminated a few for some fairly agreeable, mutually agreeable reasons. if we're gonna interview 6 firms or look at 6 proposals and quotes going forward, the building committee, if so motivated and inspired, should come and fill the seats and surround the table. And we want that. We welcome that. We've never turned anybody away, or like I said, I was on a committee that built PD in Tilton, and we've filled these chairs many times successfully to build a building. It doesn't take 6 guys.
Should we call for a joint meeting? for
We should
those?
call.
You
It's a
feel-
public meeting, and it should be circulated and advertised and announced, and
Well, we can
people-
certainly encourage the
Yeah,
building
I mean,
committee to come,
it's
or
not-
if
it's not
Kevin
secret.
wants to, we could post it.
I ran for this chair based on a lack of transparency, or a perceived lack of transparency, and it's like,
Well,
this
sometimes
is,
there's a lack
you
of
know,
transparency
yeah,
because
well, it's
nobody's,
like, it's
nobody's.
right, send the invites, or,
Although YouTube sends me the link after every
yeah,
meeting.
it's like,
Oh, does it?
So,
It does.
we, like you said, we gotta move.
Right.
Town meeting's coming, and we gotta hustle, and we've got, a lot of good things in place, and why wouldn't we, I could not respond to taxpayers saying, well, if you had 10 people, why only 3? That's my mindset, right? Well, we went from 10 to 6. 4 reasons that we all talked about, and like we need to move, but I'm kind of waiting for the rest of the crowd to participate, And if they can't or won't or choose not to, or they're uninformed, it's like, and then we get to March and they say, why did you do this? I said, because for the last 8 months we've been waiting for you to show up. This is why all these projects,
Right.
go sideways. Oh, well, you guys did all this and didn't tell us. No, these are public meetings, and this is why we do this, so.
All right, so moving forward, the site visit is next Tuesday
Correct,
at 1:30,
at
Yeah.
1:30.
starting at Park Street.
I think that's the bigger piece for them,
So
for
if you
anybody to
wanna- if you wanna
understand,
I got a day off, so
from a management standpoint,
They gave you
how do you
that.
run that
Huh?
They
building?
gave you that.
I'm having
And
a
build
roof
another
on
one
Monday,
next
so
year, right?
Tuesday to Tuesday. off. And it's at what time? 1?
1:30.
The big part of the site visit is, it's somewhat of a pre-interview. Ultimately, if you think through this whole process, you get qualified people.
Yeah.
They're all priced about the same. The decision usually comes down to who do you connect well with that you can work with
Yep.
for the next 2 or 3 years
Right.
to get these buildings.
At that point, it's a fit thing.
That's a fit thing.
That's how we did the
And this
PD.
is really your first introduction to
Yep.
who the company is.
Yeah, Suits versus Carhartts, and
Kevin, are you
Who-
able to be there
who
next Tuesday at 1:30?
resonated.
Correct.
As long as I don't get a call that Tuesday's a fishing day. That's my mode, man.
I can't say it's gonna rain, but rain's when they pull up salmon, right?
This thing could jiggle right now. You wanna go fishing tomorrow? And whatever I have planned for tomorrow, we're going fishing.
There used to be a bait shop in Meredith where I used to get the best shiners. Had his name on it.
Sure did.
And then we only had one night scheduled for the interviews,
So-
one day.
We'll have to
The
schedule
13th.
a second night.
Can we do that now so we can get it in?
Okay.
We got them scheduled for,
We have a meeting Monday, Tuesday, Thursday, Monday. That week, and then
It's currently scheduled for the 13th.
yep, 13th. So Wednesday, the 12th is open, and Friday, the 14th. Those are probably your only.
I am not available Friday.
You fish too?
No,
You golf?
no.
I would prefer not to be the 12th, but
Work.
Oh.
That weekend's a big family get-together for
Yeah.
our big anniversary.
Nice.
I'm heading to
What part?
Vermont, up in Burlington.
I don't know anything about Vermont.
The party's in Burlington. 12th is worse.
the 12th, the chief, you have a problem on the 12th?
I'll make it work. I'll make it work.
Sorry, Chief.
That's okay.
Do that a lot.
I do that too much.
Do we,
Kathy will tell you.
It's getting, well, I'm getting, yeah, anyway, yeah, that's why I can make the 12th work.
and it was like 3, 4, and 5 o'clock?
Mm-hmm.
Correct.
Do you want to do it earlier on the 12th?
No, that's fine.
Doesn't matter.
No,
Does 3, 4, 5 o'clock work for everyone?
So, Paul can make
so we, just so you guys are aware, we have a meeting, well, I guess it's a building committee meeting. Building committee meeting on Monday, commissioners meeting on Tuesday,
Yeah,
and we'll have the
I think
commissioners
we
meeting
might have
Wednesday,
canceled
commissioner
that
meeting
10th
Thursday, and another.
10th meeting, I think you canceled that. I have it crossed out.
Oh, we did move that to the 3rd.
Yeah,
Move that.
we did that
Yep,
for participation,
Yeah.
where people.
yep, that's right.
So are we saying 3, 4, and 5 on the 12th, and 3, 4, and 5 on the 13th?
Mm-hmm. I think, right, does that work?
Yeah.
Why are they an hour long?
What day's the 13th?
Thursday.
Thursday.
45 minutes is a little too quick to cover all the material, and in the off chance that they do finish early, then you get a little breather in between.
Well, we ran you guys pretty good at 45 minutes.
Yes, you
that's
did.
why. And you knew it.
I was stressing a little bit coming in, frankly.
Yeah.
It's like, we gotta cover stuff and go.
Yep, so it's at 5 or 5:30
When?
on the 12th and 13th.
3 o'clock.
Great.
Holy shit.
Are you available?
If we start at 5, we won't be home till 10 o'clock at night. Right?
Or
5:30.
8. Yeah.
To make sure we have a place to do that?
We'll
12th
find someone.
and-
Well, what
12th
we have
and
to do,
13th.
well, we can always have Park Street Station. Because we're doing, the Thursday we're doing a Park Street Station because
Okay.
this wasn't available.
Can we do 4? 4 on those? 4 to 7?
On both of them?
4, 5,
4,
6.
5, and 6? Or does that screw you up?
That works fine for me.
Works for me.
Okay.
Kevin doesn't know about fishing, but other than that, it works for me.
Well, I.
4, 5, and 6 p.m.
And then have Kathy send a.
And then, would we stick around after the second day and you guys discuss, or is that
Because
I think we should, on the first day, collaborate, and then the second day summarize, like we did
Yeah.
before. We summarized at the end of each day,
Yep.
and then we did kind of a rollover, so. Because sometimes things come up on the first day where you're like, you know, either, yeah, or, you know.
Because the following Monday we make our decision.
Right.
Yeah, the following Monday's the one to make the decision.
I mean, there should be time at the end for, on both of those days to kind of collaborate.
Right.
And then whatever's left, but there should be some rollover on each day.
So what I will do, hopefully before the first series of interviews, is I will try to equalize all the companies in terms of their costs and their fee structures and their general conditions, and try to get it as close to apples, because everybody looks at it a little bit differently. And then run what I call a mock project. It's like, this is what we think the project would look like for durations,
Yeah.
for time, and then you can kind of see as equal as possible as we can get it. So I'll have that for you. Should be prepared before the interviews even start, so you'll know how folks financially
Right.
unless you guys wanted to.
Well, no, we kind of
Pretty
saw,
much every client
we
wants
saw
to.
such a, well, we saw such a broad range at the engineering phase,
Sure.
like, right, and that's why we asked supplemental questions, because we just couldn't,
Sure.
it was apples and grapes and kiwi, and it was all over the place.
Good.
And an oil field.
Yeah, right. Had to throw an automotive reference in.
Okay. So Chief, you want to make those edits and get it to me tomorrow?
Mm-hmm.
Okay? Or if you want to
Yep.
send a Word doc, I'll.
Yep, I'll get it to you. I'm gonna do that tonight.
All right, and then do we need this, who's gonna send to the 4 people we are?
I can
The
write a
deer
letter.
shot.
Yeah. I'll write a letter to them as well.
Yeah.
Okay. If you want me to send that out as an intermediary, I.
Yeah, I'll write it up and then, yeah, if you can send that out, that'd be great.
And the 6th.
So, can I ask a question? Legally, do we have to post this RFP and allow other?
It's a public document, so we have to post it, well, we don't have to post it on the website. I think it would be appropriate to post on the website.
But are we legally obligated to have other people?
If they miss the RFQ phase?
Oh, right.
Yeah, no, we
No,
put the RFQ on.
is the cast, this is a.
Yeah.
All right,
Yeah,
just wanna make
so
sure.
yeah, this is illegal, so I'll post this on the website as a document, but I don't,
Right, you missed this part.
you miss this part, you don't get this part.
That was,
Okay,
that
just,
was my take. No, that was a great question.
Courtney didn't say anything that was breaking your procedure. So, and the six will know who they are, because we're gonna list them right at the top, and I'm gonna send it, they all know each other, there's really no sense or benefit to trying to hide who the groups are. At least that's been our experience.
Yeah, I mean, you had said, hey, not to, on the recorder, there's 10 people, they're all public documents. If Kevin
Right.
came into my office today,
Yeah.
tomorrow and said, can I see them, I have to, it's all public.
And say
documents.
there's 10.
Yeah,
I just-
all those documents are public, everything in your file,
Right.
yeah. And they know that when they submit.
All right.
all right, any other questions in regard to the RFQ, RFP?
Not on this. You want to move on to the?
Yeah, I'm ready to move on. Everyone else is?
Let me just make sure I have it, so, want to just do them all at Park Street?
Yes,
Yeah, okay, all right.
4, 5, and 6.
Park Streets, 4, 5, 6. Park Street.
And can you have Kathy update the calendar and then
Yep.
send it out? And we'll send it out to the building committee as well and invite them to attend.
I don't know 100%, but posting as a meeting where you may, I don't know if you will, you may make a decision. All three of you present. Is that require you to,
You mean for the 2 sessions where we're interviewing the?
if you're gonna interview,
Yeah, we won't make a decision either of those days
Until the following Monday?
until the following Monday. But those nights we will have conversation, and I would think more than appropriate to have the building committee, just like it would be public, to be there to add thoughts to the process, because we'll ask them for it.
my only real question is the legalities relative to having a quorum of boards in the same place at the same time.
And
Well, who are the decision makers? Who makes the call
On what?
on the hiring or the final hiring of the?
That's,
So as long as we have a quorum, is that relevant?
well, a quorum
Or are you
without
talking
a
public or
warned
non-public?
meeting is what I'm saying.
Oh,
Well, anybody can go to a meeting. It's not, the building committee, if the building committee shows up to a meeting to
If they-
watch one of their meetings, that doesn't, they're allowed to be in that space and
but
watch
if they
that.
lack a quorum, are you saying that we're ineffectual to make a decision?
You,
No, I looked into this,
Okay.
when we got together, the commissioners got together with the Board of Selectmen in Northfield. We weren't making any decisions, we were just there to provide information, so we didn't have to have a meeting.
so you answered my question. That,
Because the building committee's not gonna do any business, so it doesn't have to be a meeting. But yeah, absolutely, we'll encourage them to attend.
As long as you're confident,
Yeah. I hate to be one person short on the building committee for us to not be effectual.
well, it wouldn't affect you anyway.
Right.
So, I just,
I know, we wanna make sure we.
I don't wanna
It'd
see,
be great if everybody was here all the time, but.
yeah.
All right, Chief, are you all set with your
Yep.
notes on that?
Yep.
Jason, you have any other?
Not on this portion.
On this portion, Chief and I will connect tomorrow.
Yep,
Okay.
I'm off tomorrow, but I'm off all week, so I'm off today.
So you're only gonna work 8 hours tomorrow?
Yeah, so I will,
Even 12 hours is a half day.
Yeah, right.
so I will, do what I can. Yeah, but we'll get to, yes. is the short answer to that.
Jason, you said you might have some drawings available for
I
us?
do. Do you want to spend some time and look at
Is
those?
that all right? I mean, we're only,
I'll take a peek.
yeah,
Okay.
It's only 25 after 5.
yeah, we haven't even started yet.
Can I just lay them on the table?
Sure.
Sufficient, or would you like an easel?
No,
No,
Kevin, you might have to come over to see these.
Edsel?
So, we dove right in. We did, dare I say, a fairly intensive programming session with the chief. Tim, I think you were in on that. Work through the space needs for each station and how they're gonna function. We've got a concept for Sanborn Road and 2 options for Park Street. So on, Tilton PD, there's the primary road. So we've got a 1-story station with a small mezzanine. We're hovering just under 11,000 square feet footprint. The mezzanine puts us 12 and a half. So parking wrapping around, maintain the rec fields or whatever the rec field wants to do. We're showing a little tree line on the back just for some privacy screening. There'll probably be a security fence or something there as well. Primary entrance right on the front corner. So visible from the street. Admin running down along this side of the building with what we call the residential spaces in the back. So a little bit of privacy, but more importantly, quick access to the apparatus space. And then we align the support spaces for the apparatus space off of a small park. So this accommodates staff that are at the station, they're on duty, and any that may be arriving without any traffic crossing. So these are 4 back-end bays, no drive-through. What this allowed us to do is simplify and minimize the amount of pavement in the impervious area on the station. It's very, very light, but there is a light line here that shows where the Lorero footprint was. And we've shrunk that down some percentage.
Do you want to see that?
I already saw it. I don't like it. Keep going.
You don't like it?
Keep going.
Here's a video.
From this vestibule, lobby space into the training area up front, a couple of restrooms. So this is the area that can be secured and locked off separate. So any public meetings, public events, outside groups using the station could do that without compromising security of the station. Office spaces down here, so again, working with the chief, we have desks for everybody, small duty office, and then a joint day room, dining room, kitchen combo. The preference was to have separate spaces for the day room, but from a space sufficiency approach, we ran it on a combined space. Back here in the residential, we've got lockers. I believe we're 36 lockers in the hallways. We have 6 bunk rooms, each individual. Very efficient bunk rooms, so nothing extra in there. No desks, no side chairs, maybe a little nightstand, but very efficient bunk areas. And then 2 joint restrooms with showers. Small laundry for the residential piece. Fitness, wellness room down on the end. In the apparatus space, we sized everything based on the concept of flexibility between the 2 stations from a little bit of future proofing. We want to be able to have equipment go from one station to the other as the needs for the departments change, but the quantity is not expected to change. So we size these bays based on the ladder truck, which is the largest piece of apparatus we currently have, with a little bit of milling about space. 14-foot doors, 18-foot bays gets us roughly 4 feet of wall in between each of the doors. Back here, we've got the tool room, small mechanical space. The gear and decon operate off of this rear entrance. So on duty, gear stashed, staged at the equipment typically. But anybody arriving to a call who's not on duty could park back here, come straight in, get their gear, get on the truck, and move over. And then a small electric room. We don't do SCBA, we don't have EOC at these stations, so a lot of those pieces got moved. SCBA fill is going to stay at Park Street as the current. Questions?
Is that a rigorous picture of this?
Yes.
Let's see, you need a magnifying glass.
Correct.
What don't you like here?
I was thinking, this guy thought of me. He knows I'm going.
Well, and these, so we haven't put color or anything on these in terms of making them read a little bit better.
So it occurs to me that that's being shown as one lot.
We have not shown a subdivision. The expectation or anticipation is that the lot would need to be subdivided. I think a broader conversation with the town needs to be had. I've getting pressure from the design team to get some kind of quasi-formal agreement in place. Memorandum of understanding, letter of intent, kind of whatever, frankly, the attorneys would want to call it, but some understanding that we're designing on their property, I think is important and appropriate. Frankly, the sooner the better, because what we don't want to do is get in the more public realm with an audience and have that come up as an issue.
And it's going to.
I would expect that it would. If I was
We have a meeting scheduled with the selectmen, but they canceled it, or postponed it,
They
they took us
postponed.
off the agenda. We've also asked Scott Hilliard to ask about getting at least a letter of understanding.
I asked for an MO, so on Thursday afternoon, I contacted Scott Hilliard as the town administrator, and I said, can we get a MOU that of understanding, some sort of letter of understanding that we have permission to start, this process. I have not heard any correspondence back on that yet. But that request was sent out on Thursday.
I think when we land on a concept that you like and sort of want to move forward with, it would be appropriate before we get too far to do sort of a dedicated meeting, work session, presentation with whomever is appropriate in the town. So that they can really see what we're talking about, exactly where subdivisions happen and lot lines, and that's a little out of my realm in terms of driving what makes sense for this organization. But
Sorry, I have limited,
understood.
no,
You want us to come closer?
no, I can only be up for.
Yep. We'll on over.
So, one of the coolest things I thought I saw from a competitor was a narrower, more vertical footprint, emergency out and customer facing. I think anything the public deals with, fine. Is this all mezzanine, this whole thing?
That's currently what it was anticipated.
Okay.
Yes.
So the residential could go there, so these guys don't have to listen to traffic. So I would take the residential piece of it, if they're working 24-hour shifts, get them here, and bring in the admin to try to narrow this, because I think in this parcel, our peers at parks in town are there's a concern about the wealth of this property. And we saw a very brief conceptual when we did the engineering side of it. It was a narrower, a little bit longer.
Because I don't
Think of
think that one had any admin in it.
Right, and that's cool, but I think, there should be a customer-facing piece that these guys that are sleeping don't need to hear too much about. But if they were back here, and could go from there to the trucks, and then when they come in to decon to home, that, just this piece of it, slim it up, make it a little more, because really you drive by, you don't need to see too much other than, okay, there's fire trucks and there's an office where I get my fire permit. That's the end of it for the public.
And that's pretty much all you'd see
Yeah.
from the front. But we can take a look at that.
If there's a way to slim it up,
My
I think.
immediate concern is pulling this around. Right now, we're looking at this as having a gable, as having a flat roof. So it's a very, very simple roof form. And let's translate, simple means more cost effective,
Yeah.
typically, not always, but typically. And you start to bring that around, roof forms get a little
Well,
complicated.
I argued that,
It's worth looking at.
I argued that rectangles are always cheaper, and then we saw all this business go
Yes.
on, and I fought, and I still lost to this.
There's
Rectangles
very
are-
much an ongoing theory that corners cost money. Yes.
Well, one thing I noticed is this building was smaller than that building.
Yeah.
It is smaller than that.
Belton's,
And
that's
I'm okay
11,000.
with that.
I'm okay with
That's
that.
a marketing piece.
Yeah.
Because that's, this is 11,000 square feet, just over, right? 11,8, something like that? Just under 12, yeah.
Well, one of my staff worked on that, he used to work for Carrier.
So this is 11
Yeah,
and just without the mezzanine?
Yeah, he was, he retired.
This is 10.8,
Yeah.
this is 11. This is 1,000 square feet bigger.
Yeah, we're 10.9 footprint, and you add in the mezzanine, which is about 1,400 square feet, if you fill everything.
If there's a way to pick up frontage for the Parks Commission, because this is tough.
I think
But
this is
I
all
think-
gonna end up being drainage. So
Yeah.
this dash line right here is roughly the outline of the dirt lot. The photo.
Well,
is-
and that's where they run the farmer's market and stuff. It would be
Correct.
nice if
Yep.
the parking could be to the rear and, you know, the staff parking could be in the back, but.
I was trying to maintain as much of this field, I'm not sure from the town's perspective, which is
Well-
more important.
They blew it when they were supposed to put a football field there, but we're not even in a football team because they're merging with Franklin, so that's.
My understanding is
That's
they
on my
wanted from
control.
here to
That's in
here
the
as
law.
much as they could.
Yeah.
I don't know,
Yeah.
but that's the understanding
We were from that that line right there is the edge of pavement on Lorero's design. We pulled it in 20 to 25 feet.
Yeah.
So we were trying, and depending on what happens out here, we may be able to slide the whole building forward a little bit more. We have to look at maneuvering. But if the intent is to try and narrow up that street view, we'll take a look.
Well, and there's some conversations that have to take place about, you know, because they put in a wellhead and they flood a skating rink and stuff like
Yeah,
that.
there's
It's-
a well.
Yeah, they just,
We were able to get the survey from them.
Oh, you did get it?
Yeah,
Good,
just
good, good.
just a few days ago. Okay.
I don't know. Those are my thoughts. When I saw that other conceptual design with the narrow.
What was the
When you see it from the
determining-
street, it was less, oh my gosh, you know.
What was the determining factor to have a flat roof over the attic space?
There wasn't necessarily a drive to do that. Frankly, we were trying to design to stay away from it. What we don't want to do, if you imagine a gable coming this way, now we're dumping a whole load of snow in front of the doors, which is great. So then we have to look at overhangs and valleys and more complicated, as well as back here. We're trying to stack the back of the building with your utilities. So imagining you're going to have some propane. There wasn't municipal gas.
Not anymore.
Well, there is, we can't touch it.
But yeah, it's undersized, right?
Yeah.
Liberty's having
Yeah, they just-
issues. Generator, transformer, all back here from acoustics. So for the span, we're going to end up with some steel, but we're fairly confident that we can do this even with a flat roof and wood frame construction. A couple of steel lines, a couple of columns, so it's still cost effective, and it gets you a
Is it true flat roof?
would be a low slope.
Like a 3 or 5-ish.
Probably more like a half on 12.
Oh,
Yeah.
And wow. Slope it from the front to the back, or?
We could, yep, we could single shed that, we could also bring it to a small peak, so it would shed both ways, it'd probably be on the front.
just pitch the other way, you get solar south.
Yeah.
I'd see that on the
Well,
west.
frankly, if you imagine this was a
Police station.
gable,
Yeah.
you actually would have pretty good orientation if you wanted to do a solar array in the future. That wasn't necessarily a driver for
No,
us,
no, no,
but it's become such a conversation piece on every
It
project.
came up with the PD thing,
I'm sure.
with the square footage, yeah. They wanted to go metal, I'm like,
So, Our next iteration, I mean, we'll continue to develop a plan, we can look at that option, but it's a little 3D massing model of what does the roof look like? What does it look like flat, what does it look like pitched? So we'll do those options and have the conversation. I've lost track of how many times I've been told you can't do a flat roof in New Hampshire. Usually in a building that has a flat roof.
I was born and raised in a house that was a California design, built in 1957.
Yeah.
Oh my gosh. It's not it was the greatest thing. It was gravel, tar and gravel.
Yeah, it was a built up roof.
Oh my god.
Yep.
What is this dimension?
Oh, that's a test.
We're at
76 feet? 76, I believe.
I guess 80.
Yeah. We were pinching inches, I wanted to get them under 11.
Well, if they're 18,
18, and there was a little bit extra on that side. And then wall thickness, and then round up to 2 foot increments.
Didn't we talk about limiting the width of those bays?
well, yeah,
Almost.
we were at 20, remember?
Yeah, you don't,
Yeah.
you don't need 20.
Well, no, we were told we had to have 20.
You don't need 20.
As long as the
We
doors
could-
don't hit when they open.
We could do narrower than 18. I wouldn't go, 16 is really the minimum. If you think a 14-foot door and you need some structure in between those doors, 16 is about as small as you're gonna
Do you need a 14-foot door?
get. Yes. You could decide to not do a 14-foot on the ambulance bays, but then you're locking in that bay is always ambulance or a smaller. Warner made that decision. They did some 12-foot warrants. They're just gonna commit to that for the small apparatus. But from a flexibility,
And that's not $1 million decision.
yeah, call it future-proofing for not knowing, what kind of apparatus we're gonna be dealing with in 20 or 30 years. I wouldn't do anything less than 14
You're talking width,
foot. By height, equal.
14 by 14.
Kingston asked us to do an 18-foot door, frankly, mainly because they wanted the ability to drive a plow truck in with a plow on it. That was the sole reason. They're probably never gonna put a plow truck with a plow on it, but they wanted the ability to if they needed to.
I would think as low as reasonable because it's not always a matter of what the apparatus that's in there. But what if you have to tow a vehicle out of there and you've got to get a truck in there to ramp up or pull something out and,
So
you know.
it's 14 by 14 doors, I consider a minimum for flexibility of any piece of apparatus, and then 18-foot clear, so you can open the truck up. Usually, most apparatus is about 16 and a half feet clear, but then you think lights, sprinkler pipe, conduits, so we're looking for 18 feet as a minimum. Yeah. So, then you have structure insulation, when you're talking a building that's probably gonna top out around 24 feet at sort of starting point.
So how does this gable roof run into that?
I think this is gonna be a gable, this is gonna be higher, so this will come in, and then the gable will continue to slide down a little bit. So we'll get a slope down to a flat roof section, so that flat roof will probably end up here. That's what we're working on.
Anyway,
I've got a plan.
you'll have pictures.
We'll have pictures, yes, we will.
All right, what's next?
All right, Park Street. We've got two options for Park Street. So Park Street's here, this is the existing station, our team went and measured. So we're looking at a dual-sided entry, we're trying to keep this super narrow so that our roof line doesn't go too much onto the existing structure. We don't want to impact the structure, so this will be structurally independent. Grade is dropping off there. Drove by and I realized, this is kind of a bowl shape right there.
Yeah.
So it's dropping off fairly quickly. We did a little bit of grading assessment. So come around up the deck. So this would be staff entrance and this would be public. I think we get a few parking spaces off of the front apron here for public to come in. Vestibule, central airlock. We're connecting the building at the existing windows. So structurally, we've got a header, we've got jack studs, we've got stuff that we can just punch in, simple opening into the bays. Small office. Coming in here through the airlock, you enter right into the day room area. There's no vestibule there, there's a vestibule over here. And then around fitness, wellness room on the front, and then bunk rooms back here. In this case, we've got 5 bunk rooms, one of which is a double, which talked about the chief. That puts us in the okay category. We still have the 2 restrooms and lockers. We had fewer lockers here. We may have to talk about the size, because I think we were only
24 is all we need.
Okay.
And so that was one of the things I was gonna talk, so I had comments on both, but on this one, 24 is the number we need.
Okay,
Yeah.
I thought we were shooting for 32.
If we were, but like, yeah, we were,
Bare minimum?
like, if you go 24, you can remove some of these lockers and actually get a little bit better flow, I think.
Mm-hmm. And this is just a code required exit because we had it. So very small, very compact. Because the grade drops away, we realized that this outer corner, you were about 4.5 or 5 feet out of the ground. So by the time I give you a footing, we were already pouring an 8-ish foot concrete wall. Rather than put dirt behind it, we said, let's do a little basement. So under this section of the building is a little basement. It's accessed from the exterior only. So think mechanical sprinklers, sort of the water. We could, assuming we can get it dry enough, we can get IT down there. So a lot of the spaces up here that we'd be paying for square footage, if the building was larger, we tuck down a little utility.
Lawnmower parking.
It could be. It's going to be about 4 feet down, but you think split level, it seems to work, and from a building construction efficiency, it seems to make a lot of sense with your current grade. Questions on that?
And the deck shape here.
Oh, this circle, that dash line right there, it fell off the drawing, but the cell tower is right here, and that dash line represents what they call the fall zone around the tower. I don't think it's for the tower collapsing. I'm not a tower engineer. I think it's more, because the tower is 190 feet tall, I think. If it's coming down, it's gonna, you're all in the fall zone. I think this is for if an antenna or something falls off, what's sort of the bounce rate. So we held that as a firm line to not put a building across it. I don't know if that is absolutely necessary, but it felt prudent to us.
Well, somebody might ask the question.
You did. Option B says, let's still do a basement, but recognize that the existing Park Street does not meet current fire station standards, particularly related to gear storage, decon, those really critical pieces. So we did a concept that said, well, if we were going to put new gear storage and decon and everything in the new building to try and make the existing operation better, what would that look like? So similarly, there's that vestibule coming in. This vestibule accesses decon and gear storage, and then direct into the apparatus bay, and then through another door into the day room kitchen area. So we're using that vestibule judiciously to do a lot of different things in terms of managing the air pressures. Residential still in the front, wellness is still in the front. This concept, we also pulled the public front beyond the existing station, and we tucked in an office and a small meeting room. So think of your commissioners' meetings could happen here rather than on the bays. So it started to make a lot of sense. It's a little more project than what we were initially talking about or conceiving, but I think there's a lot of reasons to do this, but it's larger, it's more expensive, it may be more than what you need or want, particularly if this was ever to be replaced. Both of these options, we would create a second wall along the perimeter of the existing station. So in the future, if the town ever decided to tear down that existing apparatus bay and build something new, you've got a freestanding structure that's insulated, protected, and everything you need. This option still held the sort of, call it the mechanical basement.
Does this wall touch the existing
There'll
roof?
be a little gap, probably 2 inches. And then we'll do some fancy flashing. So this option was just under 5,400 square feet, and the option A was just under 4,400 square feet. So you're talking 1,100 square foot difference total.
This one didn't, when we looked at it Thursday, weren't there lockers in a different spot? Like, I noticed there's not a lot of lockers in there at all.
Yeah, so the very first option was really large and robust. Remember,
Yeah.
we didn't have the basement, we had mechanical up here, the building stretched,
Okay.
bumped out a little, so we condensed it a little bit more. Maybe we went too far.
Yeah. I don't, no, I mean, I don't,
I think there are not enough lockers in this.
yeah.
So that's something we need to work on if we want to pursue this approach. We did get all your gear lockers. So I'm not sure what your process might look like to weigh one option over the other. If this is a good idea, it's more than what you asked for. I think there's some legitimacy to justifying the need, but you've got it in the existing station already, so maybe this is too much.
Well, I think I was one of those proponents of not doing any of this, because we already had the decon equipment here, and we're gonna have the new rooms up at the new station, so in theory, if you needed heavy decon, you could go to the new station. I don't know what that means, but, the fact that you don't have the brand new nice decon here,
Yeah.
I mean, how often do you need that level of decon? Not to say it's not important, but I don't want to do anything, in my opinion, that raises the square footage and the price to the point where we just go over some number that the taxpayer says, that's too much.
This, for all its benefits, this also has a much more complicated roof line, because to get this building to not put more snow load or structure on your existing building means we're into a flat roof with two sloping roofs down onto it, lots of snow, lots of drainage. We can deal with it and address it, and I'm not worried about solving that problem, but the perception is it's
That roof's going to cost more than this roof.
it's going to be the perception, yep. And the flat roof on Sanborn Road, you have very little other roof draining onto it, but this is basically going to be a trough in between two buildings with gables. Done it before, you can do it. To your point, it's public perception and it's cost.
We have plenty of public perception.
Yes. Most towns do.
Some of which wanted choices. They wanted venue options.
Yeah.
And I can think of
I
a
was brought up,
specific name.
But
We want to pick.
But I was thinking, if you went this route, then 25 or 150 years from now, when they tear this down, they can put the decon and all that in this new section when they tear down the old one.
You can present that, and when they hate it, go, well, what about that? And they go, oh, yes. I mean, that's kind of how sometimes this,
Well, and,
and
and I think once you do a 3D drawing of what it looks like, I think that's going to look better.
yeah.
So you want us to make that one look ugly?
Well, I just think it is. It's going to. I don't think you have to make it.
In all fairness, I think the whole carcinogen path is a concern, right? And then we've talked about that,
It is.
of coming in from how many fires a year, 2, 5, 7, what is the flow of that, and how do we keep these guys safe as best we can? Because, like you said, it's like you don't want to get off the engine and go make a cup of coffee, because this doesn't work that way anymore. You're bringing unknown contaminants into these
Fraser
spaces.
used to bring that shit home with us.
Yeah, and now everything, it's not like a wooded, it's not like a wood frame house. Everything is different, and the TVs are plastic, and all these things that burn, and it's a whole different world of stuff, So that's somewhere on the radar, but as long as they can go home safely and not bring it home to their families and everything else, but.
Do you have any thoughts on that, Paul?
No,
How many square feet up at Sanborn Road? That was like 1,100.
10,009 plus the mezzanine.
And this is.
This is 4265, including the basement.
The other one was like 54.
Yeah,
54, right. So it's another 1,000 square feet.
correct.
Just not the biggest deal, but the roof line thing.
We can get both. That's sort of what you hired us.
You got a guy for that?
Yeah, right. I think
In the mirror?
I think I'm the guy.
So you want them to move forward with both of those designs
Well,
to give us
I
a,
don't,
I have no
I
problem.
like the flow of that. Either one is great because it's able to contain the original station. That was a big stopping point for us as to why do we need to tear down the existing building? How do we operate that and build that? And clearly, there's really no interruption. There's no intersection. And this makes it even more so if you can run this operation, separate it, that when none of us are, even here, that if this had to go, so be it, I mean, they're both.
We did design it with the idea of phasing it in mind,
Yeah,
and
I
maybe
mean,
someday you need.
You hate to think that way. We tried to build a 50-year PD or beyond, but
my
that,
only, the only question here is why wouldn't you put the office up in front of the window?
Because I didn't want the office to have to go through the sort of vestibule to get into it. And I didn't necessarily want public coming into here to have to go into what I see as the unsecured station. So I was just trying to manage that public access point.
so people
Because
will.
we could do it with locks on that.
Or you could move that door down.
You could, yep. But then I have to go through the vestibule.
Oh, I
So
see.
we're trying to, we could do either, but from functionally, I see the office being associated with the operation of the station.
But don't you have to let, I mean, you're not really having any admin here, but don't you still have to have a public access?
No, not to the office, no. I mean, we can, I don't believe there's any requirement to have public into our building. This is a secured building. We run emergency operations. They don't have the right to come into our emergency operations. Now, it's a public building. We need have a lobby, have a bathroom, so somebody from the public can come and use our bathroom, but they don't have any expectation to come into our secured facility. Which in
And
this
it's not like there'd be a manned person in the office.
no, this office is, if the captain needs to talk to one of the firefighters in a private space, that's where it would happen. That's not, that office isn't to deal with any public facing, event would happen at Sanborn Road.
Okay.
So we can work through 3D on both of these and sort of develop some massing concepts. We can look at roof lines. We're sort of already charging forward on doing that. I would make a strong suggestion that understanding the public wants options. This is not really a decision of do you want A or B. I think you need to make a decision and say this is the project we're presenting and here's why. And oh, by the way, we looked at these.
Yeah, and I think that would shake out over the fall and winter, and we have public hearings and things.
Yeah,
I think we could,
it's very dangerous
Yeah,
to
we could parse that down
try and
pretty
let
quick.
somebody decide on a vote.
Yep. yeah, it's too many warrant
Dangerous to what?
You would never get a majority on one option,
Potentially, you'd have both options voted down.
potentially. Yeah,
Yeah.
and it's because one's competing with the other. I
It's
think
too-
we need to figure out what's the best project that you believe for the town and for the department, and we go forward with that.
There's too many warrant articles to do. Oh, well, 4 failed, how about 5? Well, 5 failed, how about 6?
We've done it before, but not on a big project. We
Yeah.
did it with a fire engine at one
Yeah.
point.
Yeah, but with bonds and stuff.
And
how would
if your choice is this fire truck, and when that one passed, the commissioners simply bypassed the next
right, take
article
the
and we done.
You can do that where one is contingent on the other, but here you're asking.
But my concern with that would be the cost involved, us to you, to say, hey, A or B? And we,
I've already drawn them. I mean, I appreciate that.
and I mean, the thing we have to keep in mind, we're all knowledgeable of the fact that no matter what you do, someone is gonna be the no.
All the more reason to
absolutely.
get the building committee in, the more minds, the more brains, the more eyes. We everybody's got to get around this and then go speak to the masses. Because
I spoke about finding a way for committee members who have reservations about whatever's gonna be presented, how to work around that.
yeah,
Because there's going to be, and I'm gonna be one of them, there's things that
yeah,
simply I just don't like. But you've got to keep your mind focused on the prize.
Yeah.
And how do you get there? How do, and I don't like the word, what is it, accuracy or whatever? You don't,
Yeah.
no pandering, no.
You can't go in with what you want. You gotta go in with what you're willing to give up, is what you're saying. And
More or
this is the
less.
first set of drawings I've seen that don't have double-ended doors.
Right.
It doesn't have a hose tower. Right?
I'm seeing,
I've seen more function than.
we need more reasons to vote for it than
Yeah.
against it.
Yeah,
That's really what we need to do, and we've lived that how many
yeah.
times?
And I hate to say that we've had other
Eventually,
projects that
practical.
had other things that have hemmed us up. That,
You know, I'm seeing thing in both these that in this little presentation is much more palatable than anything I've seen before.
It's sellable.
And I think a lot of it's the man in the blue shirt.
Yeah.
I mean, he's clearly making some concessions. Because if money was no object, he would want something different.
Oh, it would have been done.
We'd have more bays.
And I would be out of a job.
We'd have more bays and bigger bays and more stuff and taller.
So, I mean,
So we talked about this at a building committee meeting last week or 2 weeks ago. Even if money was no object, there would still be those people who vote against it.
oh, it's free, yeah, I don't want it.
Yeah. Hey,
It's
we got
gonna
a
cost
grant for
operations.
100 grand. Here's a 50K building. Nope. Or 50 million, you know.
Yeah, no,
Yeah.
it's,
Right.
so far, so good.
Anything here that's a non-starter, don't do that. That's a non.
If I'm out of line, shoot me down.
I think a plus on both sides is because of the grade drop at Park Street, being able to use that space. I mean, there was talk about fill and the
No one else
like
has
if
ever
it
thought
could be
of that.
if it could be useful to store mechanicals or a plow or a lawnmower or
Whatever it is.
a, you know
Little
training
things that you
gear
can carry down.
because that opens up to the training area. You know, it's like think ahead. You know, if it's good dry storage for stuff, then don't fill it. Just box it and use it. you know?
Correct. And construction-wise, you're buying most of the concrete anyway.
Right.
So can I clarify? So you're not excited about this at all?
They're just,
Yeah, I'm not either.
makes the stomach.
Do you want him to move forward with both of those so you can see what it's gonna look like, or Paul?
I like the idea that, well, maybe I didn't hear it right. Is this all like a decontamination barrier between this and living?
Yes.
Or, okay, red, yellow, green.
Correct.
And we've heard that.
And
We've had that presented
we
to us.
typically try and get the red further away from
The living.
green, the living space.
Yeah.
In this case, we've got double vestibules going into spaces. We've got separation for decon itself. So I think between those physical barriers and then just carefully managing the mechanical system, we can get done what needs to be done.
For me, that's the future, as is the parting wall. Because if there was ever, down the road, if there's any other issue here, you know, you plan for it.
And we will.
That's the dream.
We will on this end too.
Yeah, okay,
Yeah.
all right, yeah.
But it's just easier,
Yeah,
right?
yeah.
20 feet of wall versus, 80 feet of wall.
Well, I guess my suggestion, we move forward at least one more step to get some 3D on both of these
Okay.
before we make a decision on that. Okay.
That's right.
And I think, well, you tell me, when there's a construction manager involved, these are decisions that are a little bit easier to,
You mean in terms of putting a budget to each?
yeah, or, you know, how to do it and how to, you know, make it happen and cost and, I mean, I'd want that other seat at the table,
Yeah.
you know?
Absolutely. I'd like to get these to a point where, because the short list at CM, they're going to ask, do you have any plans that we can look at?
Yeah.
And I think if we were comfortable showing these, then I'd be happy to share them with them. It's up to you. I think giving them some sense of where the project is right now and where it might be heading, there's value to that.
I think that's a spoke of the whale, a good one.
Well, I'm encouraged by the size and, tweaking between these two designs and if you can come up with another scenario over there that makes the front of that building a little bit smaller, as Jason suggested, is that reasonable? You tell us. But I'm not opposed to sharing these so far.
I can't say till I draw.
Yeah.
Yeah. I was gonna say, Kevin, do you wanna have that meeting Monday and we can show them these? This is initial first take out the door.
Yeah, that's probably a good idea.
I think sooner than later.
And then that was next Monday. And then next
Week from yesterday. No, week from today.
week from today.
Yeah.
And then Tuesday is the site visit, so we can encourage them to
Yeah,
come.
we can just go.
Can you leave us these copies? Because you can just print more, right?
I can.
Good guy for that.
Do you want the, do you want the boards too? Keep them all rigid?
They cost extra.
We'll give them back.
They're $1.50 for the dollar store. You bought
I gotta run.
Okay.
Thank you for including me.
Thank
You
you.
didn't have to, you could have said, hey, sit out there.
No, this is called Northville. We don't have to do it. All right, thanks, Kevin.
Yeah, good to see you.
See you later, Kevin.
Watch out
Don't
for
trip,
that.
don't trip, just put that there.
Yeah.
They're already out on the call, Kevin.
We got two, yeah. We have another ambulance, but it's got nothing on it, so.
Yeah. Oh, well, hold on, we see. Yeah.
What's the next step? We'll work on some 3D, throw a little color on this, we'll look at some options.
What do you think is the next step?
When do you want to meet again? We've got some meetings for CMs coming up, but I don't think after 3 hours of interviews doing design reviews.
So you're talking about after we pick the CM?
Well, when do you want to do another review session of these concepts that we start rolling down? Big picture, my goal is we've got some kind of public presentation in September.
Is the building committee Monday that's gonna see any of this, or?
Yeah, this coming Monday, the 27th, they have a meeting.
Okay.
They also scheduled a meeting on the 3rd, which is the next week, in case there wasn't anything to talk about next week.
Right.
Our next meeting is on the 11th, which is before we make the RFP decision. So are you thinking after that meeting?
Yeah. We could do it on the 11th if you wanted. I'd like to know soon, but I could be ready.
All right, what do you want to do on the 11th?
Show you iterations of the plans in the little 3D.
Okay. Yeah, we can put that in the
Would be the
meeting.
next step.
What are you gonna do?
Is that right?
Will I-
11th? Put your first thing on the agenda so we can get you in and out?
I'll take it. Will I have access to something digital I can plug a laptop into? Okay. TV?
So I can we meet?
We're probably meeting downstairs.
Downstairs, I don't know,
Okay.
unless you wanna move it to Park Street. That's up. Cause there's nothing, well, maybe, the 11th, we probably can't get up here, cause there'll be plenty of it, right?
Right. Yeah, we can meet at Park Street.
You've got a TV there.
Yeah,
HDMI
yeah.
cable.
Sure.
Yeah.
All right.
Let me write myself a note to remind myself, change the August 11th meeting to Park Street.
Yep.
You're familiar with that, building?
I think I'm fine. Your GPS.
So 8, 11 at 5:30? 5:30 at Park Street. At Park Street.
I can also check for the Tilden PD at the time, that might be a little more comfortable, but if you wanna do Park Street, that's fine, I mean, it's up to you.
Well, let's do Park Street.
Okay. Can I ask a few questions about
I wanted
these?
to kind of
Yeah.
back.
I'm
your
sorry,
way.
I forget.
Yeah, no,
I'm sort of invited you just to interrupt as we were going.
Well, I have a question for the commission before I have comments on, how hard and fast are you at that 11,000 square feet? And I'm only asking, I guess a question for you before I have a question for Jason. is 200 square feet. If we go 11.1 or 11.2, right now we're at 10.9. If we
Yeah.
go 11.1 or 11.2, is that 11,000 number?
I never had a number in my head.
Okay.
Tell me.
I was shooting for 10. You're not gonna make 10.
And we're at 10 now.
We're 10.9. If I add a couple, I mean, and again, I don't, I don't design stations. I just.
You want a hot tub, don't you?
Yeah, I do. I was hoping. Can I have a bathroom in my office? No, I'm just kidding.
With an attendant.
With an attendant. So
Towel, hand towel warmer.
when we met on Thursday with Jason, one of the issues that I initially found was the locker size. And I know that sounds crazy going 18-inch to a 2.2. You put them in there. No, but here's my.
What size are these?
These are 2 foot. Yeah, they're 2x2s now. And I'm just looking down this hallway. If this gentleman and this gentleman have their door open, it's not going to be. And so there's a couple other things. I asked them to add another. This was a dual office. I asked them to make it separate, and it kind of knocked some room out of here.
It did.
And we had to add this file room, which knocked some room out of the fitness room, and just a lot of. Initially, I want to just talk about how the flow is nice, because when you have an apparatus bay, you want to walk the shortest distance anywhere, and I really enjoy the flow he has made here. From the bunk rooms, you're right here. From the day rooms, you're right here. From the fitness room, right here. Those are the three main spots.
Even admin too.
Yeah, in admin, that can be a little, I can walk a little. When we're going on a call, we're going this way, probably.
Sure.
It'll be the chief spot and whatever, deputy spot.
Now he wants his own parking spot.
Which is why I thought
With a
that
sign.
should snap back to behind.
And so here is so I sat with Tim Ames, who's very good at this, and actually this was Kathy's idea, not even Tim. I don't want to give Kathy too much credit.
It's not in the minutes. Never mind.
But so our fitness room shrunk a lot. I can tell from our first, and that's
I stole EMS out of it. That actually didn't impact the fitness room.
Oh, it was the
It
EMS.
was EMS because we were just running out of space back here.
Mhm.
And frankly, I think the EMS I had for you last, it just wasn't.
Just wasn't big
enough. Yeah.
if we took this wall right here and made it 2 feet bigger.
Mhm.
How much square? I mean, I was thinking a couple hundred. I mean, how big? How long is this wide? And how long this wall is?
It's
90
120.
Oh, 120. So
Yeah.
we'd be adding 240 square feet.
Yeah, maybe 300 tops.
But you'd be making this hallway
Mhm.
a lot more navigable for the guys, because we don't have a locker room. They're not changing in their bunk room. Like this hallway is where guys are going to be organizing their equipment. So you would gain a little bit more fitness room.
Mhm.
I was thinking steal some room from and this is a huge meeting room. We could steal a little bit of room from the meeting room. It would open up you to design like that 240 square feet. I know it's not a lot, but this EMS office is tough. Like this whole it's a tough area. I really like, it would just open up some more possibilities. I think you could move some lockers around, maybe get rid of a couple lockers. And so instead of having these 45-degree angle doors, you could just have a straight wall.
Sure.
And I know.
Well, that's actually more functional with those rooms.
Oh, okay. So that was a question of the commission. I believe it would give you, if you make that 2 feet wider, would that give you a lot more leeway with this building?
You're trying to gain the space here.
Yes. And in the fitness room.
And in the fitness room, and then the reports room is tiny and this EMS office is weird.
Yeah.
That's the.
I can't imagine you'd have the oncoming and the outgoing shift using their lockers at the same time. Otherwise, you'd get oncoming, outgoing, and this is a management thing about locker doors,
Yeah.
about who's coming on. And
Well,
what's
it's
going
just,
on.
it's not even that. It's a small hallway.
All
It's a
right.
small
I
hallway.
can't.
We're
Tell from
a
that.
little over 4 feet, and
Yeah.
typically I'm shooting for 5 clear in between, just so 2 people can pass.
Type of.
Right.
So
Right.
I mean,
Anyway.
even a foot to get it to, because it's not just this hallway.
it's all-
It's the size of the fitness room.
Yeah.
It's this EMS office here.
Okay.
I love the flow. I really do. I think it's a great. I don't want to tell you to read it. Like I don't. Those are just some concerns that
What
I
I'm
have.
hearing though is your goal is a little more space for fitness, a little more breathing room around the locker lockers, and EMS to not be such a quirky office.
Yeah, it's the fire prevention office, but it doesn't really matter.
Oh,
what-
okay, fire.
It doesn't, you know, in the grand scheme of things, it doesn't matter what it says on that.
Yeah, but I should call it right.
Yeah. And that office doesn't, you know,
Keeping these, sorry.
That's fine.
that gentleman, it's not a huge desk load. That person is out in the field, they just need a place to type, right? It's not.
Yeah, I was thinking that they weren't there a lot, so
No.
it was a long, narrow office, and, you know, if you rotate the desk or do a different layout, or frankly, a different desk style,
Yeah.
I think the office would be plenty. Yes, this is a little bit quirky, but not unworkable at all. It probably looks weirder in plan than it would
Okay.
in real life, would be my gut. The reports, I was purposely trying to keep that small, figuring they probably wouldn't be in there with the door closed that much.
They won't close it, but there's two guys. That's why, because
two.
remember when I said, because my, just so you guys know, my first suggestion was to get rid of some of these lockers and just put a bench here so the guys can type right there. You know, that's, so there's two computers,
I
yeah.
didn't want them sitting in the hallway.
You didn't want, I get it. You didn't want them in the hallway.
That felt more awkward than having a little alcove. But if it's two people, then we'll do two people.
Do you need, yeah.
Where will you put those two?
I'll find some.
Because they just need a place to sit at a computer and type report.
So this file room, these are like all the files that are in Kathy's office now?
Yeah.
Yeah.
And that would be,
Could they sit in there?
I called it file/store. You know, I figured you're gonna have other stuff in there.
I mean, that, these guys don't need, you know, Jason just said, why don't they just sit in the file room? Would that be,
Put
maybe file?
put a workstation there.
Oh, man.
Yeah.
It's, it breaks out of admin, so if they're here doing a report, get a call. I was trying to keep them more in the residential kind of
Yeah.
back of house area, but where
Well-
they are doesn't matter.
Stretching this, for me, isn't a sell because that's transitional space. I would rather, I could stretch the I'm okay with stretching the building.
Yeah.
And using the space for longer term
Yeah.
stuff, you know, not to gain this, but, okay, maybe this is a little bit bigger, and this is a little bit bigger, and this picks, you know.
Yeah, and that's, you know,
Those are the things that, I don't care about stretching the building, but stretch it where you're gonna be there
We-
8 to 10 hours a day.
Yeah.
Not
not in
just
that.
walking down the
Not
hallway
walking down
type
the
of
hallway.
thing, you know.
One question did come up, how big of a deal would it be, we could secure it, but how big of a deal would it be to put a door, like, okay,
It breaks some of the rules, you know, I'm a big advocate for airlocks between apparatus and residential. It breaks some of those rules, but if it's used for like, you're doing a training session, let's go do some hose training, let's get on a piece of apparatus. That convenience makes a lot of sense.
it was brought up to me, like, so say we're doing a training, right?
Yep.
And we have to go on the mezzanine to get the airman, and we're gonna have to go down here, go through the airlock with the mannequin, go all the way up here, go all the way
Yes.
over here and bring the
Yep.
mannequin in. You know, it wouldn't probably, and then like, if you're here and you get a call, you'd have to go all the way back around.
Correct.
Where if you're just here, you get a call, you can just go right in.
Yep.
It just,
And we
it just
could-
kind of violates your contaminant.
Correct. Flow.
Yeah.
Yep. So it comes down to, it's not gonna be used that much, it's more a door of convenience. We did one in Peterborough, we did extra air seals on it, so it's, you know, it's as, dare I say, airtight as you could, you know, reasonably do. But yeah, it doesn't have that airlock separation, that pressure differential is more difficult, but it can be done.
Yeah.
I'm just always concerned of, we're talking about it being used
Well,
in one certain way, and then in the
does this-
future, somebody's got the truck running and the door's wide open.
Does this HVAC would have positive air pressure out the other way anyway?
Yeah, and there'll probably be multiple zones, and this will run positive, so you open either door, it pushes air out, so it doesn't let those contaminants mix. And then, you know, decon runs negative to everything, and it's sort of a step down approach.
I really like the mezzanine added, because this, we talked about, there is no storage in this building, and that's okay.
Yeah.
You know, I like to throw things away, but some people don't, so I am,
Can I ask another question? If we have the mezzanine up there, is there any reason why, like, the electrical can't be up there, or mechanical sprinkler can't be up there to free up that space for the CMS storage?
Electrical quite likely could go up there, yes. Mechanical probably could, but sprinkler not so much. You really wanna have all that down on the main floor where you're coming in.
Well, so in theory, if
It
you
could
could
be
get
under
rid
it.
of the electrical, can you move all this down and fit in EMS storage?
Yes, the answer is yes.
And that would free up that space.
Which would greatly increase the size of that fitness room. You know me, I'd make the fitness room this big if I could, but I know.
That would be a hard sell.
That would be a hard sell.
Wait a second, pull the trucks out, you got it, you're done.
Well, that,
Like you do now.
that's what we do now.
I get it. But yes, you're absolutely correct. I think putting the electric room up on Halloween, certainly doable. Mechanical, some pieces.
I mean, could you move, reconfigure the space and make IT in the back of the file room?
Yes.
And then that gives you space to push that wall in and put your something there?
Oh, that'd be perfect.
Well, a second desk
The
for
sec-
sports.
Yeah, that actually would be, because the file room, you have the room for the.
I've
the tr-
redrawn that quadrant like 8 times.
Yeah. Because these would be the personnel files.
Tens of charm, right?
Yeah, what about this? What about that?
And this is just the records, yeah.
Yeah, and I don't know that you need a file room that large. I did keep a couple files in Kathy's office specifically. You said.
For the personnel files,
She
you
had the
need,
personnel.
but that's 2 cabinets, so that's.
Correct.
Yeah.
I mean, is some of that storage that's in Kathy's office now, could that be out here in this area if this was all lateral files?
There's some of it, yeah. But we talked about, there's not gonna be a lot of room for the cabinets in this one, in the filing cabinets in there. That's gonna be storage for like all our, office supplies and stuff, right? Is that?
Correct.
Yeah.
Yep.
That, that's what that was. Because when you're copying, you don't wanna have to go to this room to pick up more paper, and you don't wanna have to go to this room to get the toner, and
Right.
when you need a staple, you don't wanna have to go to this room to get the staple.
But this is gonna be like cabinet storage under here?
Correct.
And these are gonna be lateral files?
I was thinking lateral files with a
Yeah.
top on them for
We
a nice
do that in
center
our
office.
offices.
Yep, it's a really economical way to get good storage and a layout space.
Yeah, and all the files are right there.
And technically compliance for that desk is iffy, but because that's furniture, you can move it around. So, if you have somebody there who's mobile, then you're great. If you have somebody there who's in a wheelchair or walker or something, then you just reconfigure your furniture and you're compliant.
Is this door a slide?
I did that as a pocket door, not knowing how often that door would actually be closed for her. I guess that's more a functional piece.
Right now, I've never seen her door closed.
Yeah.
But, does she even have?
Right, is there even
Does
a
she
door
have-
there?
yeah. Most spaces like this, yes, it's her office, but it's primarily a work copy area.
Yeah.
The doors would typically be open all the time, and then, it's closed 10% of the
Yes,
time.
because Kathy and I and the deputy will be in this room a lot.
So we need to give you a chair.
No, and then anytime this person needed a closed door, they would use my office or Kathy's office. It would be
I think one thing we're missing here is having a little counter sink in the train room. So we'll work that. Any other thoughts?
On both, we're not to snow storage and stuff like that yet. So I'm not even gonna talk about that.
I had thought about it, but
Just because we have problems at Park Street already, and so this,
oh, lovely.
yeah,
Okay.
we have to.
Snow.
But some of it's gonna be leaved, right now we have a island out there with a monument and a flagpole.
Yeah, it's like right over here.
No, not that one, this one. There's 2, so right
Oh,
now,
the one that's
it's
right there.
right here.
Oh,
So right now, we push all the snow this way, this is in the way too, but right now we push the snow this way, but we can't go past the flagpole. So all this snow goes here, and all this snow goes here.
Okay, so that's gonna be a challenge.
So, now you're taking away, but it's gonna, so there's a lot, this snow has nowhere to go. So that was one of our questions I really like this design, I think I talked about it when we were at the meeting Thursday. As much as I really like having the turnout and the decon included, because I think it really needs to happen, I would rather see it continue in this space somewhere. But when you, and I didn't think of this, and this was brought up to me, I didn't have this. When you shrink this down, now you have two significant snow problems right here. And I didn't think of that so does this deck have to be here? Does this egress?
Well, it's either that or we're gonna bring a bunch of dirt in and fill in the building. We were thinking a deck is
Okay, just
ultimately gonna be
these
more
stand,
cost
no sun's ever gonna hit that, and so you're gonna have two roofs dumping where there's never sunlight.
So would it be better, do you think, to have just a door in the middle with a pad and then a few steps down, that somebody just shovels a path?
It's just gonna be, yeah, either, no matter what, you're gonna have ice problems there all winter long. And, yeah, so I'm sorry, I don't wanna bring this stuff up now and bring too much stuff up, but.
Too late.
Too late. Keep going. I don't know, I don't know what I'm trying to say here, but there's gonna be a lot of, with the two roofs coming down with no sunlight.
So, we can look at this differently, whether it's stairs in, if we could do them out of concrete, and then, dare I say, we could snow melt them, just for the walking surface. There's cost, both construction and operationally in doing something like that. But snow melt systems are not out of the realm of abnormal. We were thinking deck just from a cost perspective. We had our cheap Yankee hats on.
Yep, well, that's what I was
But-
saying, do you even need to
Yeah.
have, can you just put a wall there and just ignore it? Or is that too bad, that's not good?
I think you want to have this as your main staff entrance, because if you're telling me that staff is going to come in through this deck, now I got to put a vestibule here. So I'm seeing this as a convenience area, and this is emergency exit only. So this is what we're treating as the primary entry point.
Oh, okay, I
So-
thought we were treating this as the primary entry, okay.
And I don't really want to put a vestibule in there, it would totally mess up your day room.
Yep, okay, now I'm seeing where you're, okay.
This is all convenience related to, excuse me, the day room.
Convenient.
Well, you gotta have some place for the guys to grill. The staff to grill.
That's right.
And then.
I like that it's
this-
behind the station.
Carry the groceries
Yes,
in.
yeah, the convenience is always best behind the station.
Yeah, we don't wanna put you on display with your grill.
So you can look at all the, oh, no, it's not.
So I think we'll look at this
Yeah,
timeline wise and,
Yeah. There's just, we have snow issues and we're gonna continue
it's
that.
not that it.
We live in New England.
Yeah, it's
so-
not that it can't be solved, I'm just thinking the solution might get really complicated and then ultimately lead us back to option B.
Option B.
And, I'm not sure we gained anything at that,
Yeah.
in terms of, containing costs.
Got the bid, the berm, with the flag may have to move.
No, that's gonna move anyway.
Yeah.
It's gonna-
That's gonna be gone.
Okay.
Yeah, we already know that. That's probably where the fitness, part of it is in the
Yeah,
fitness.
it
room.
seemed like it's,
Yeah, no, that's gonna have to move.
But there's some sleight of hand we can do here and slide the fitness room down to get a little more buffer space if you're thinking snow. I'm also thinking, 3 or 4 public parking spaces right here.
Yep. And
Which
we-
is more stuff that you have to plow.
Plow, yeah. And we plow.
Is there any reason why you wouldn't bring this whole section of building this way a couple of feet, only because you got the.
Yeah, we could do that. I was trying to get some parking back here off the dirt drive before you get to the cell tower, figuring staff could park here if they're on duty.
That would probably be best, honestly, because the parking here is gonna be for tall guys.
Yeah.
And then we'll have a couple public parking spots that they wanna let them use.
And I was able to get 6, and in this concept, because, well, we just got the same parking, it looks like we could get 2, maybe 3 more, so we might be able to get, 8 or 9 spaces back there. Gravel, simple.
Well, 8 would be good, because then you have
Yeah.
shift change.
Yep.
Yeah,
all right.
All right,
sorry.
None of these are report.
No.
moving forward. Anything else on that?
No, I'm good.
So,
Kind of exciting, huh?
that's where we're at.
All right, I think it's been very fruitful. Is there any other business?
So, are you all right? I just need your authorization to issue that RFP tomorrow with Jason. You guys got to see the draft copy of it. We'll put the 6 names on there, and we will change the times to 4, 5, and 6.
Yeah.
We'll change them to that Wednesday and Thursday. Is there anything else you want to see with that RFP? I just need authorization to send that.
I'd make a motion on the authorization for the RFP for the 6 firms.
Okay,
I'll second.
All right, we have a motion made and seconded. Any further discussion? All right, hearing none, all those in favor say aye.
Aye.
Aye, motion carries.
I have a question, sir.
Yes.
Are we going to give them first come, first serve, tell us when you want to be interviewed, or
Yeah,
are we
that's
gonna
cool.
dictate a list?
Nope. We were pretty easy on it in the engineering phase. I mean,
That's,
Whichever you want to do, we'll give them the time slots. the
well,
first one to get
wait to
back
hear
is-
from them if they're insistent on, oh, I got to do this because I clock out at 5, then that's telling.
No, it's more, they either want to be first or last.
Yeah.
Most people want the last slot. But,
What is your recommendation?
with 6 and the amount of emails, because inevitably it's juggling time slots, and, oh, no, that one's already gone, and then they have to go back to their team.
Yeah.
It's frankly easier for us if we just say, here's the list, and tell us if you can't do it, and we'll see who can swap. But if you want to give them the option, I can work with that.
I don't care either
Why
way.
they want to be last, though? I just,
Sometimes
why
last,
would they want to be last?
They're the
Like
last
in-
ones that you see most memorable.
and it makes a better impression sometimes,
Yeah.
or it makes the
I
more
think you were
recent.
first or second.
I have no idea.
You were on the first day.
I think he was the first on.
Second guy on the
Yeah.
first day.
Second down, first down.
I thought first or second, yeah.
I don't have a preference, I guess.
We'll let them choose.
Okay.
We'll put the slots out, and I'll have it back and forth with them.
It would be interesting to hear the feedback
Yeah.
on neediness.
All right.
You need a motion to adjourn yet?
We have to review minutes.
I don't want to do minutes tonight.
All right. We're, tell Kathy we decided to postpone minutes.
Do them Monday.
Okay.
So there.
All right.
Motion to adjourn.
All right, I'll entertain a motion. Jason made a motion
got
to
it.
adjourn.
I'll second it.
All right, motion's made and seconded. All those in favor say aye.
Aye.
We're adjourned at 7:32 p.m. Let me shut up.
That was the longest short meeting we've ever had.
You thought it was going to be.
Sorry.
No,
No, it was a
this
good
was
meeting.
very value added.
Okay.
That's